Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Trails Through Daybreak 2 Part 11111111. Last time we were trying to finish up all of our talking, but then the game hit us with the joke's on you, there's more NPCs to talk to, or you gotta talk to them again. So we're gonna try and finish that up this time. What else is on the agenda? We have one connection event, and I think that's it.
Enjoy the festival.
Girlfriend, that means I'll finally have an older sister. What? My brother's awesome. Who's your brother? Oh, wow, you should have told me you had a girlfriend. Girlfriend? Nah, she's just like a friend who just happens to be a girl, but that's like secondary. She's more like a friend girl, if you know what I'm saying. Sorry, she can be a bit of an airhead sometimes. I see. She had me worried for a second. Oh, she's adorable, Lyle. I'm so happy for you. Nah, Mom, it ain't like that. I know we're not dating, but well, I suppose there are worse things to be mistaken for. Yeah, like a terrorist or something. What are you two doing here? I thought I told you not to come. They're gonna know I'm poor if you come. I've been telling them I'm a Rubifarian prince. Oh god, you're gonna blow up my spot. Sorry, Curtis, we just couldn't help ourselves. We couldn't resist the idea of seeing you have fun for once. Your mother and I decided to follow our hearts this time. To live without regret, so to speak. It's important to focus on your happiness, after all. I'd be happy if you left. Don't make it sound all noble. You're just indulging yourselves. Can't even imagine what Kisara would say if she saw us right now. Nothing? Anyway, go home, would you? You had your fill. What are you talking about? The festival's just started. We're gonna be here for 3 days, young man. That's right, we still have to see the show you're putting on, Curtis. Oh, I'm so excited. These two are so stubborn. I'm doomed. Our Curtis has grown into a fine young man. And with the help of Artemis, he'll mature into an even finer adult. Remind me to greet the faculty later and ask for a tour of the campus. Curtis has been staying late to help with the festival ever since school started. I'm positive he's involved in all sorts of events, and I'll make sure to see all of them. I'm begging you, just go home already. I'm only here to help out with the student council. I'm not even in any of the shows. Are you two listening to me? Okay, do we want to do out? Because none of you say you're up. Well, apparently you sell some new stuff. Maybe you sell whatever you made in the quest. Presumably. That contest was so much fun. Thank you for inviting me. My culinary focus has always been Eastern cuisine, but this gave me a chance to experience other forms of gastronometry. I'll admit, I've still got a ways to go, but I will improve my dessert making skills.
What can I get for you?
And I'll take it. I mean, I'll take
Thanks
it.
a bunch.
I mean, you would have come in second place. Unfortunately, you know, I had to hit him with the V's gonna win.
And eat your fill.
I don't know, it hit them when they taste my sister's cooking. She's the best chef in Longport, after all. I still think we should have given Primo a shot. Candy tacos? Be pretty good. Caramelized mushroom tacos? Something like that, some type of shit like that. Dude, you lost your fucking mind.
Come again.
Rather intrigued by the list of people you asked to participate. Can't help being curious about the kind of food they usually make. No, this all started because of a freak accident, but I'm glad we were able to make the most of this contest all the same. So glad they were able to hold the sweets contest. The pistachio spring soiree. I bought a slice as soon as it was available. It was so delicious. I think I'll buy the whole cake next time. Looks like we finally finished dismantling everything. Thank you for your hard work, everyone. Glad everyone enjoyed themselves. You ain't got nothing to say about the cakes and the pies and the cookies and the who's a what's its. Okay, so I guess we're done here. Take me
Let's be on our way.
to Victor Town. Victor, I would like to chat, Mr. Victor. Mr. Victor, thank you. Appreciate
Pick
it.
something already.
Special party pudding that never wears out its welcome. Homemade tart tin. Yes, yes.
Take care out there. What's on the menu?
What was I wanted to look at?
Be seeing ya.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to look at the description for one of the cooking things, but I don't remember how to cook. I thought you cooked for us. Or you could? Then we can cook at our desk? Never exactly claimed our desserts were made for winning competitions or anything. Well, I admit that seeing them get a little recognition for once is pretty nice. Maybe I'll think about tweaking the recipes in the future. Bunch more sugar here, dash of vanilla there, a little bit of Anne's blood. Looking forward to seeing what you come up with, Victor. Oh, the contest got them all excited. I guess I was right on the money. A veritable smorgasbord put together by Nadia and Lapis? But like how? Cause she ain't here. Or she's asleep or whatever. Sven used to make with his partner. The Calzone, the Judith man. I guess I never actually paid attention that they're all specifically made by one character instead of, which is good, because I mean the cooking system in the Cold Steel games was a little annoying. The only good thing about it was all the voice lines. The voice lines are pretty good. But the having to like completely and totally guess like who's actually supposed to be the signature dish for each one, and you gotta make it like 4 different times. It's a little much.
And now for the latest Snoop, you're having a good one, listeners.
Oh yeah, we gotta read the
Briefing comes
news.
to us straight from
That's the other
Tyrell
thing we need
Times.
to do.
Over in the Aubert district, the prestigious Aramis Academy
So
is
let's
currently
sauce up
hosting
ahead of
their
time.
annual school festival. This year marks the 98th anniversary of this long-standing event, which has already drawn a bustling crowd of students and other attendees. And now for a weather update.
Here are the latest. The white clothes are once it's looked.
Yeah, we've already heard this. All right. Let's go ahead and get it done. 13 pages. 13 pages and a picture of Ren in there. Isn't that something special? Alright. Armis Academy Festival breaking new ground. For 3 days, starting today, April 12th, Armis Academy will host its annual festival. This year's festival will feature a number of new experimental attractions to distinguish itself from past year's efforts. The following report was written by a Tyrell Times journalist who went to see the festival in person. How'd they write this shit so fast? Didn't it just... Because this is the first day, right? Yeah. That's crazy. They wrote the issue and got it printed the same day the thing happened? That just seems a little unlikely. Because it's only been open for like, you know... By the time we bought this paper, it only been open for like an hour or so. As envisioned by the founder of Armis Academy, Armis Gainsborough, the festival is intended to be an event in which students can demonstrate their free thinking, and creativity to the world at large. In light of that goal, all preparations for and management of the festival have traditionally been left in the hands of the student body. This year, however, the requirements for participation have been relaxed, so non-students can aid in the creation of a truly remarkable event with a broad range of attractions, i.e. they get to do a lot of the work. Students have also been given permission to decorate the campus however they see fit, encouraging individuality and creativity over tradition and precedent. When asked for comment, the president of Armis Academy Student Council, Ren Bright, said, "Though this festival may be unlike those of previous years, I firmly believe our efforts are in line with the ideals of our school's founder. Our intention is to promote a diversity and harmony through our theme called A New Season Together. And to achieve that end, we've brought together the minds and talents from all over. It's thanks to that kaleidoscope of perspectives among our student body that we can put on a festival that embodies such a theme." Although Ren was kind enough to explain the festival's concept to us, its novelty had already spoken for itself before the reporter even passed through the Academy's front gate. The school gates this year are adorned with an avant-garde style of ornamentation, evocative of graffiti culture. The level of artistic skill on display is astonishing, making it abundantly clear this is no last-minute effort. The fact that it was reportedly the work of a single first-year student is nothing short of extraordinary, even though we do think the numbers look weird. Given the involvement of non-student assistants and the emphasis on diversity, it's no surprise this year's festival exhibits are so captivating. Offerings range from the cultural, such as the Central Eastern Bazaar and an Eastern-style cafe, to hyper-modern displays that make use of cutting-edge technology. In addition, the singer-songwriter Jess, who recently relocated to the Republic from Crossbell, and the dancer siblings Sarah and Shahina, who are now both established film stars, have been invited to perform at the festival. Finally, the Student Council will be sponsoring a special performance at the end of the day, which promises to represent the theme of the festival itself. All told, this year's festival promises to be a treat from start to finish. Visions of Calvard Republic's duty presented at debate. Let the fucking debate! Are we going to just say issues and things? Probably. The points and issues... Fuck you, eat my ass. The points and issues presented during last month's political symposium at the Trion Mall continues to be discussed in the public arena. There's many discussions about all the things that were said. With the issues of international trade imbalance, economic inequality, environmental issues in the East, and the state of international crime weighing on everyone's mind. Okay, I mean, that's something. Now, how do they stand on these issues? The ICO's organized debate addressed a hotly contested subject. What responsibility should the Republic bear on the international stage? President Graham, in response, reaffirmed that the Republic would serve as a leading player in that very sphere. The Republic wields power and influence, the likes of which other nations do not. Pfft, whatever. Dude's had mechs for 4 seconds, thinks he's hot shit. We are leaders in the international technological sphere. Nope. Both in terms of funding and the creation of a consolidated communication standard, and our military is capable enough to equal that of the Empire. I feel like they get rolled, man. You seen how much, like, Hercules gets their ass beat constantly? That's your special forces? The rank and file have to be unbelievably terrible. Ensuring our ability to establish ourselves all across the continent. This could be a beginning, or rather the foundation for a period of change that will secure the Republic a position as a center of the continent itself. In that sense, I believe it is our duty to ensure we have a foothold we need to pull the world along with us into a new era. Senator Ryan agreed that the Republic must be acknowledged as one of the continent's leading superpowers, and accepted the assertion the Republic has a responsibility to play a central role in the international stage. However, he also argued that the Republic were to simply step in and take the reins of transforming the international community, the concentration of influence that would place upon the Republic could pose as many problems as it solved. Also, what about... It's not really your place to tell everyone what to do unless they're evil? If they're evil, you can step in, but if they're just like minding their own business, let them do it, I guess. In Senator Ryan's words, although the Republic's position of power is indisputable, I believe we should strive to collaborate with our fellow nations for the prosperity of all. By attempting to make the Republic the center of the world in all fields, we run the risk of disaster. For example, the foundation for a particular industry collapses. Even setting aside the risks of over-centralization, it would result in our country relying excessively on its ability to continue to grow, both economically and technologically. If, however, we instead grew alongside our fellow nations, forging bonds of trust and mutual aid, we both mitigate those risks and, more importantly for all, stay true to the ideal of diversity that our nation values. I'm reading this again. I feel like this is not a good rebuttal. Like, in essence, I agree that... Because Graham Hearts has definitely an undertone of imperialism to it. So, not doing that, I agree with, but I feel like the argument of over-centralization is, like... Why would it be a disaster if a particular industry collapse? I mean, because if you're trying to become the leader in all industries, it doesn't really matter if one industry collapses. Because, like, in theory, I could understand if it was like the argument was like, oh, we're gonna focus, like, we're really gonna focus on like communications or something, and then like in a few years some new way to do communications comes out, and now it's like we're fucked because we spent so much time trying to build up, you know, this one particular industry. But if you're just trying to be the best at everything, and I don't think it really matters that much, because it would still be a disaster if, say, you were reliant on Le Mans, letting them do all communications technology, and then it collapses, and or something happens in Le Mans that's outside of your control. Now you got to deal with, like, well, we're really dependent on them, so now we got to step in and try and resolve their issues. And I don't know. Like, I think I agree with Ryan in theory, but it's not a good argument, I don't think. Which is this is good though. There's actually like some substance here, at least a little bit. Idealistic though his vision may have been, Senator Ryan went on to hold up the West Sumerian Tech Union as an example of how achievable his goals were. Because I guess the argument should be more like, we're going to be able to develop faster by working with other friendly nations than if we were to try and exclude them and try and be the best and be isolationist. Like, you know, Gramhardt kind of has like an air of both isolationism and imperialism at the same time, which are like not that mutually exclusive. Like, they sound mutually exclusive, but they're really not. Because you can definitely be like isolationist in the sense that you're not wanting to interact with other quote-unquote like lesser nations or something, but still imperialistic in that like whatever interactions you do have are defined by like how much value you can extract from them. Okay. President Gramhardt acknowledged the realities of the risk that Senator Ryan described and accepted that his proposals had merit. He also ever stated that we cannot dismiss the possibility that global issues we have not even begun to consider could present themselves at any moment. Have you guys ever seen a 12-10 calendar? Just saying, something to think about. And that. Alright, we're back. Been a little bit, still the same day, but what were we doing? Oh, yeah, we were reading the newspaper. Looks like it saved our spot. I didn't realize it was like that. I didn't realize they had game like that. Okay, yeah, I was going over the debate. Finally got to the debate, and then I get interrupted. Okay, we'll just start from the top. He also ever stated that we cannot dismiss the possibility that global issues we have not even begun to consider could present this. Oh, yeah, because he's all like, the world's gonna end, but I can't tell you guys that shit. You're not ready for that. And that an international community founded solely upon equality and reciprocity would be insufficient to stand up against such a crisis. Must be a nation prepared to spearhead the charge come what may. And it is our responsibility to shoulder that burden. I did not learn how to talk in the break. I mean, like, okay, I get what he's going for, but like, I'm gonna be honest, an international community would be insufficient to stand up against such a crisis. It's real fucking hot shit coming from the guy who inherited a win at the Great War, which was won because of, you know, people cooperating. Like, we basically just did that with Erebonia, I mean, from like an outside perspective, like if we just pretend the whole Osborne's master plan was to whatever. Because, like, that's what it kind of looks like from the outside perspective, is that Osborne / just the upper management of Erebonia all went fucking crazy power mad, got access to some ancient technology, and then tried to take over the world because, you know, reasons. Like, it's just when there's so many crises that the idea that, like, empowering Calvard is, like, the right idea just seems a little tone deaf? Because we just had Erebonia try and do that, where it was presented as, oh, we gotta conquer you guys for the greater good, basically. I mean, you know, it's up in the air, like, how much is really... That is one thing that's definitely a missed opportunity, I feel, is, like, talking about... Like, what do the normal people think happens in the Great War? Like, what's the byline there? Like, did we just say Erebonia got their ass kicked so bad on the first day that they just instantly gave up after all their bluster? Or, like, what do we say there? In the current day, the Republic stands at the pinnacle of Zemurian militarily, economically, technologically, and in a number of other fields. I don't buy it. If anything, they're like on par. I mean, I guess Erebonia is like weaker now than they were even at, say, like, you know, in CS3 or something. Because of like sanctions, and presumably there's, you know, like aspects of the treaty that limit their military buildup, like at least in the interim. So but it's like they're not that. I just don't buy them being that strong, because it's like they're just like showing off stuff that Erebonia has had for years. You know? Economically, technologically, I guess we can give them that, but many citizens of the Republic take pride. I mean, I think Crossbell probably clears technologically. That's just me. You know, my heart resides in Crossbell still, so I'm biased. Many citizens of the Republic take pride in that fact. That said, it is also true that very few people have a specific image in mind of how the nation must change and adapt in light of the state of affairs. In that sense, it feels reasonable to say that the recent debate between the President and Senator Ryan poses the perfect opportunity for all the Republic's citizens to think about what our nation should become, both in isolation and in relation to the rest of the world. Hope and Wisdom at the International Environmental Symposium. On the same day as political debate, Professor Latoya Hamilton took to the podium at a symposium put together by the same organization to discuss the environmental issues that have plagued the eastern half of the continent for the past several years. The professor spoke about the results of the current restoration efforts as well as the outlook for the region's future. In the past, Professor Hamilton succeeded in laying the cornerstone for the greening of desert regions in the Principality of Elsum by conducting geological surveys in the capital and securing a consistent source of water. The professor has also conducted research on lands in Northumbria that were rendered infertile by the salt pail incident. You guys hear about that shit with that old friggin' giant tower of salt wiped out an area? That's crazy. Seeking a means to restore them to a usable state. That's still definitely like my favorite piece of Trails lore, is the one day divine retribution happened and nobody we talk about it like a decent amount. So I can't claim it's something that they never mentioned, because, I mean, obviously they just mentioned it. I feel like I'll be talking about that shit constantly, man. Even, you know, years later. Like, gosh, sure hope the fucking goddess doesn't turn us into a pillar of salt, or whatever. Professor Hall hopes to apply the expertise she gained over investigations to identify the cause of the gradually expanding infernal region in the east. For the past several years, those goals have been the chief focus of her research. According to her findings, the direct cause of the devastation in the east is the depletion of septium veins, which has destabilized the environmental conditions necessary to maintain plant life and increase the likelihood of assorted natural disasters. But like, how do they get depleted? The root cause of the septium veins depletion, however, remains unknown. I mean, like, what are the septium veins? Because, I mean, because I'm still thinking, obviously, it's going to have something to do with a Septirion, right? So I guess it's like maybe they're absorbing the septium energy or something, or they're supposed to keep it in balance and they're not working right, something like that. Still seems to be kind of like the working theory. The professor stated that investigations regarding the matter would continue, noting, as long as the cause of the issue remains unclear, we can't guarantee the septium decay that has ravaged the east won't occur in other parts of the continent as well. We Radiant Historia. We got the time travel. Now we're getting the desertification. I guess we had the desertification first, but whatever. Shut up. We cannot treat this matter as someone else's problem. In regard to the land revitalization experiments the professor carried out Over the course of her survey, she explained that compared to the regions she worked on in the Central East, which suffered from a lack of water but had ample septium deposits, revitalizing land in the Far East had proven much more difficult. That said, though, application of the technology developed in Northumbria, she believes that there's still a very real chance of success in the long term. Speaking of, just as an aside, we're gonna go on a bit of a tangent here about, like, another problem I have with the game is, like, the way the time travel worked. Like, I do wish the way time travel had worked. Like, say, you know, something that I've mentioned a few times is that, like, for some reason we get to keep the Genesis after every time loop. Therefore, the Grandmaster's plan was always, or Guardmaster's plan was always going to fail because he can't use the Genesis without losing them in an alternate timeline, which affects the main timeline or whatever. Is the way I think it should have worked is whenever you revert back, the Guardmaster still is going to do his same thing. He's still going to use the Genesis. You don't get to keep them. But instead, it's one of those where you're trying to super efficiently resolve all the plot threads in, like, the same day. You know, one of those type of time travel storylines where it's like, okay, we know this is going to happen to Asham. We got to stop that. But then at the same time, we need to split off and make sure we can cut off whatever's going to happen to Maxim. And then we got to also make sure that, we prevent Fairy and Rosette from getting corrupted. But then also we know there's a coup that's bubbling at the same time. So, you know, you have to, like, spread your resources out and, like, all these little, like, mini chapters kind of. Or, like, once you do them the first time, you wouldn't have to, like, redo them. But basically the idea is that you would split the very large party and be like, off screen, we're resolving the issues with our future knowledge so that we can get the Genesis. And then when we show up to the Guardmaster and we have all 6 Genesis, even though it's only been like a day, he's like, what the fuck is going on, man? What do you mean you got them all back? As opposed to the way it works currently, which is that he literally thinks of a plan and the Genesis immediately disappears from his hands into our hands. Basically. Which doesn't make any sense. And it's not even like the idea I'm coming up with, like, is original. That's like a plot point that's been used a ton of times in time travel storylines. But it makes more sense for it to be, we get to keep the information, not the physical goods. Because I think by making it be that we keep the Genesis across timelines, it just doesn't pass the smell test, you know? What were we talking about? We're never gonna finish this newspaper, man. At the conclusion of her... wait, did we read the top part? I don't know if we read the top part. Suffered from lack of water, but had ample septium deposits. Revitalizing land in the forest has proven much more difficult. That said, though, application of the technology developed in Northumbria, she believes there is a very real chance of success in the long term. At the conclusion of her talk, President Hamilton offered this thought. Within knowledge lies hope for humankind. Throughout history, it is through wisdom and understanding we have overcome countless trials and saved countless lives. It is imperative we never give up on wielding our knowledge to its fullest potential. According to the ICO, multiple businesses and organizations chose to contribute material or funding to the professor's efforts and declared they would send what relief they could to the East following her eye-opening symposium speech. Gotti Lamb collaboration film finally wrapped. Salvatore Gotti and Leslie Lamb, 2 master directors beloved by film fans throughout the Republic, have been working together on a co-production starring 2 of the Republic's most prominent actresses, Judith Lannister and Nina Finlay, on screen together for the very first time. At long last, the production committee behind the long-awaited collaboration film has announced both its completion and its formal title, Golden Requiem, Howl at the Dawn. That's a JRPG-ass fucking title if I've ever seen one. Honestly, as much as a hater I've been, that title does kind of fuck. Like, it passes the cringe test. Like, it's so overtly, like, ridiculous that it becomes cool. If they were like 1% less ridiculous, it would be super silly. But because they fully committed to the bit and called that shit Golden Requiem Howl at the Dawn, that's how... Alright, we're bumping you up to a 1.3 on a Server Tomatoes. Both directors and their companies have poured an incredible amount of time and effort into the film. and it seems they've chosen a grand dramatic title worthy of the picture's ambition. The film is scheduled to be released somewhere between the middle of May and the beginning of June. To celebrate the film's completion, its starring actresses were kind enough to offer the Tyrell Times their comments regarding it. Judith Lannister had this to say: "I'm washed." Lena Findlay, on the other hand, said, "I'm the secret leader of the church, but also an actress and really young for some reason." Or not really the leader of the church, but you know what I mean. I guess the leader of the one section of the church. Because there is supposed to be a pope, you just wouldn't know them. You've never heard of them before. When this movie was announced, I heard quite a few people thought directors Gotti and Lam's styles ended up clashing. Now that filming's wrapped, I'm pretty confident saying Golden Requiem brings out the best in both Golden Blood and Wolves Requiem. Like seriously, I'll be shocked by how well they go together. The directors really know how to help us capture the charms and appeals of each of our characters. This is the first time playing Zoe under director Lam, and I was amazed at how he was able to dig into Zoe's character without deviating from anything director Gotti had established. He made me realize that, well, I mean, Lam seems to be good at his job, so that doesn't surprise me. He made me realize that even after playing the character for an entire movie beforehand, I hadn't even begun to tap into her true potential. Yeah, because he's like a good director, and Gotti's a hack. I'm positive, no offense. I'm positive that her daring exploits of this film will captivate fans, both new and old, like she's never has before. Meanwhile, Nina Findlay said, "I could talk your ear off about what made this film so great, but I'd like to draw attention to the scenes about Michelle's past. I know that a promotional image showing Michelle standing by a ruin on the southern island has garnered a fair bit of attention, and while I don't want to spoil any of the details, I'll say that the scene is related to the most closely guarded secrets of her past. It was strange. When we filmed that scene, it almost felt like I'd become Michelle herself, more so than ever before, because I'm strange, and have closely guarded, well, not really closely guarded secrets, somewhat, she's got like a screen door over her secrets. Like, technically it's not open, but at the same time, I'm hopeful the experience will help me portray her on a deeper level from now on. I hope all of our fans will be excited to see her encounter with Zoe, a woman who's lived a life far removed from that of Michelle, will change who she is as a person going forward. As previously announced, a portion of the proceeds from the film is planned to be donated towards the reconstruction of Cray Village. That's pretty good news. I do like that at least the barest hint of talk about the politics angle.
For some flowers?
And it does seem to be establishing that Graham Hart's like is kind of more authoritarian and or like he knows there's a big bad coming and wants to be prepared for it, right? Which at first blush seems a little rehashy of Osborn, kind of. I don't know, because Osborn, it's just all over the place. Like, because I do kind of feel like there was one idea for Osborn, and then he got taken in a second direction. So it's a bit of a mismatch between like his previous characterization and his characterization in CS4, but we'll see. I mean, other than Graham Hart being a groomer, I'm cautiously optimistic for his character. Because I think he could potentially be kind of a good antagonist. Which is something that, I mean, the series is always, and this is not just we're gonna hate on a goose again, even though we are. But like, the series has never really had great villains. I think, well, okay, if you like Oz, some people really like Osborn. Now, obviously, I don't. So I guess my opinion here is biased by that. But really, I think the only good villain the series has had is Grimwood, who gets like immediately sidelined at the end of his game by Mariabelle, who's significantly worse, and I'm still kind of mad about that. One of the big fumbles of Azure, for sure, even if I do love that game. But then like second place is probably still fucking Wiseman, who like I thought was a trash villain at the time, but honestly I have sweetened a lot on Wiseman as like a villain over the years. Because I think he's actually a fairly decent example of, generally I don't like the evil for the sake of being evil villains. I think they're just lame and boring and always going to be significantly worse than a character with real motivations. But I do like that Wiseman at least had a slight, like, reason for doing what he was doing, even if he was, like, cartoonishly evil most of the time. Like, he had his plot thesis on, like, we're gonna repeat the Great Collapse again. That's, like, an inevitable thing that's gonna happen, and I'm gonna take it upon myself to do something to stop it. Even if my solution is fucking stupid. I can somewhat respect that. Somewhat. And plus, you know, Estelle laughs in his face and calls him stupid, which helps. Because that's I think that's also part of my issue with Osborn, is that, like, if the party had laughed in his face and called him stupid, I would probably like his character a whole lot more. As opposed to it being like, his plan seems kind of silly and everyone kind of glazed him over it. Not bad. Looks like the people here have done some research on Eastern cuisine. And the results are pretty good. You should give this stuff a try, Van. Indeed, I think you'll find it to your liking. I drink Eastern tea from time to time, but this particular blend is exceptional. Blend? I can't talk. My tongue, it's rebelling against me. Should very much like to know how it was brewed. Atmosphere is quite enchanting. I'd stay here the rest of the day if I could. Fortunately, got secret church business to do. Hey Shizuna, is it true the heretics to smite? Is it true that some of the students reached out to you for feedback on their booths? Yep, all I did was give them a few pointers after looking at their prototypes. She had some of us were being called in as advisors. She decided she wanted in too. But the students are giddy as could be to hear a divine blade singing praises about their tea. You know, it just hit me how weird it is seeing you guys hang out together. How did this even happen anyway? Shizuna's on a list. When I dropped by, Shizuna waved and motioned me to come over. Yeah, because she already knows everything about you. So I sat down and we started, which, honestly, that would be the one ass pull for Shizuna I would buy. Because Nina has not been very subtle. I could buy that Shizuna knows that she's... I mean, if I know it, and I'm not that observant. I sat down and just started chatting over Eastern foods and tourist spots over tea. I see. Speaking of tourist spots, there's no better place than to visit Longline springtime. The sight of the trees in full bloom can't be beat. Though the view of the nearby river with all the little petals resting on top is a close second. I love fishing there during that time. That sounds lovely. I've been to Longline more than a few times for film premieres, but I don't think I've ever been there during the spring. Its beauty is astounding. I only wish we were able to bring some of that vitality back to the wastelands. In the gang went to Longline last year. We didn't get to fully enjoy it. Somebody ruined it. Wouldn't mind going back for some actual R&R sometime. Ooh, take me with you. I can give you a full tour of the place and we can cap it off with another duel in the Ishkal Mountains. Yeah, that was the part that, well, ruin's a strong word. Why the hell do you think I'd want to do that? Make a real shit tour guide, you know that? First met in the fall of last year, right? We've crossed paths many times since. Think fate is sending me a message. Yeah, it's a message, alright. Oh, and so you get a long line, pretty familiar with the Ishkal Mountains, so next time you're there, I'll be happy to give you the grand tour. The view from the summit is breathtaking, and there's some wild veggies at the beaten path you gotta try. Not much of a mountain climber, sorry. Insides, what makes you think I'd go along with you on this hypothetical trip of yours? I mean, Shizuna, I'll give you this. You're not Anya's. You're not last place in the rankings of that regard, I suppose. The school festival is certainly entertaining. I'm sure the students put no small of effort into it. Which, again, once again, just because I don't want to see Van with Anya's doesn't mean I hate Anya's. I'm mostly ambivalent on Anya's, but leaning towards the positive. By the way, I heard that Katra, Ezra, and even Cronkite are here today. I'm still meet up with them once I finish my tea. You got a long line. I heard Judith went there in secret and ran into you and your group. You didn't tell me all the details, but it sounded like it was quite a bit happened. If she was there with you all, I'm sure she'd have a good time. Really, I'm happy the three of us spend time together as a family for once. I'm a lover of art, so I've really been looking forward to the festival. Here they have a good many paintings and sculptures on display, so maybe the three of us can go take a look later. I'm so happy Daddy feels the same way I do. Now he's got to decide what route we want to take through the festival. Oh, I know you two. You helped us out that one time on the Myth Island. Fancy meeting you here. I wanted to make the most of the opportunity since work often keeps me away from my wife. So I'm gonna spend all day today playing with my little girl. Damn true, partner.
This asshole thinks he's such hot shit!
Qasim, what the fuck are you wearing? I've been thinking a lot about what you said back in Longport, and well, I don't think I've quite figured out the answer just yet. I know I will eventually. I'll find a path that's true to my flame. Very good. We must be prudent when deciding the course of their entire life. As long as you do exactly what I want you to do, then it's all good. Now that you found your center, I have no doubt you'll one day arrive at the answer you are searching for. Right. Doing great, Fairy. She most certainly is. Now then, I suggest we set aside the more serious matters and focus on enjoying the festival. Shall we find something to eat? Heck yeah, I hardly ever get to spend time with you bunch, so let's see some smiles. I'll smile like the best of them. Thanks, Rosette. You too, Mirabelle. That goes to you too, Casa. Don't forget that you promised to spend the whole day with me. We're definitely playing Grid Hackers in the Quiz King tournament after this back-to-back. And Fairy and Rosette will be coming with, of course. Sounds like a plan? You ask as if I had any choice in the matter. Not that I would object, mind you. I intend to keep the promise I made. I am the world's strongest at quizzes. Even more animated than usual, Mirabelle. I'll gladly accept your invitation. I always enjoy spending time with you. Glad Fairy was able to communicate her feelings to Qasim. Yeah, me too. Phew, kinda got that off my chest. I want to keep searching for the best way to be true to my inner flame. But for right now, I'm just gonna focus on enjoying the festival. Super jealous of Anya's. I mean, she gets to eat this delicious food every day. Talk about living the high life. Fairy? What the fuck? You live at Montmartre. You can't be saying that shit. Guys, like we're feeding you slop. My man just won an award. Now, back when you were in the Kruger, yeah, you were probably eating slop for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But nowadays, you're living the high life. Kind of. Not very often I get the chance to enjoy leisurely conversations like this. Granted, I guess we haven't actually ever fed Fairy, so maybe we're the bad guys. Maybe she's got a point. Earlier, we even had an opportunity to take in all the sights of the festival together. Mirabelle and Mr. Alfayette have been acting a bit peculiar, however. Well, if what I suspect is true, then I'll have to happily cheer them on. Nah, man. Mirabelle, you can do better. You can do better.
A card battle tournament is being
I know Cosmo's a pretty sour look on his face, but I can tell he's glad to see how much Fairy's improving. Siblings have been reunited once more, and me and my best friend are along for the ride. Being waste if we don't have a blast with it. Gotta seize the moment, you know?
Then I invite you to come by and try your luck.
Both Rosette and Mirabelle have informed me that you all served as advisors for the festival. I'm not very familiar with these sorts of events, but it looks like it came together nicely. I would have done a better job, though, if I was invited. All I did was offer a little advice. Anyway, you got something else you want to tell me? Just, as your former teacher, something struck me as odd. However, it doesn't seem you're in need of my words at the moment. Brother, you ain't... I don't want your words because it'll piss me off. Mr. Oh no, my sister's going through a crisis. Well, I'm gonna stand over here. You go knock yourself out, Van. This guy always manages to piss me the fuck off. Wonder if he means... ... I was like, what did you say again back here to Fairy? If we're on Roast Cosm Hour? I don't know, man. This isn't sincere enough. Be more, yeah, that's it. I mean, that's fine, honestly, but... Oh, this is a group. Whoa, catch you at a bad time? Oh, hey, Van. Not at all. I was just sitting down with Fawn and Professor Cronkite here to ask a few questions. You certainly caught me by surprise. One moment I'm wandering the halls, the next I'm face to face with her. I've made it known I turned down all impromptu interviews. This young lady refused to listen. Sorry if it's a little forceful, but I promise I'll make it worth your while. This story's gonna be one for the ages. So, Mr. Luke, going forward, do you believe sustainability is the key to maintaining a healthy economy in Calvard? Not a doubt. Reliance on renewable power is far preferable to that of fossil fuels. It is indisputably more energy efficient and environmentally friendly. But like, has anyone, like, do we use fossil fuels at all? I mean, I know they used to in universe, but like, when they talk about the combustion engine in Sky, it's like this shit's it's like we're talking about like the water wheel or something. You know, it's like ancient lost technology. Nobody gives a shit about it anymore.
Thank you for coming to the first day of the Aramis Academy Festival.
It's a double-edged sword, however, given that the supply of septium is unfortunately finite, maybe for you.
This is an annual tradition that preserves the principles that Aramis.
Also the matter of desertification in the east, which the cause still eludes us. So I want us to redirect our focus towards optimizing energy networks in our city, rather than relying solely on natural resources.
They're all integrating this year's activities.
I truly believe that smart grids are the future. Oh right, Professor Hamilton touched on all this during her speech at the symposium the other day. He stressed the importance of the new advances in orbital network and AI technology. Let me jot this down real quick. Robots are going to kill us all. Alright, next question. This must be related to the world's sustainable development goals, and it sounds like our article is aiming to give a clear vision of the future. Man, she's really been coming into her own, huh? I think I'll give it a read when she's done. I think it's an interesting thing to bring up. Like, because I mean, that's something that's never really been talked about, is like how much septium there's supposed to be in the world. And now, fossil fuels being a thing does kind of, well, not being a thing, but like being a thing that's still in use does seem like a slight retcon based on what little it's been talked about in the past.
One basketball game.
But that is also kind of, I mean, it mirrors real life, right? Where,
To any daring
you know, in universe, orbital energy is the future, and we should only be using it. But there's still like, or like, you know, there being the sense of like resistance because people were committed to fossil fuels for so long. You know, how do you get companies to be like, yeah, this is going to be what you're going to want to do in the future, but, you know, in the meantime, you're going to have to give up all your fossil fuel profits. You know, people are going to get pissed about that. I mean, basically the same thing we have in real life with renewable energy and fossil fuels. Now, it's not entirely a one-to-one comparison because orbital energy does seem to be like, you know, they've never really mentioned some sort of idea of orbital energy not being like widespread enough to meet the current demand. Whereas in the real world, that is somewhat of an issue, right? Where green energy is better, more sustainable overall, but it does take time to replace the entire energy infrastructure.
the founder of our academy.
And then some people are very resistant to the idea of, you know, doing anything good.
Our entire student body.
I was wanting to ask Professor Cronkite about what we can expect from the T-phone going forward. I was curious about the possible future iterations. Make it smaller. Remove the headphone jack. That was a dead end. Seems like he jumped off the project after the initial launch. Still, he gave me a few things to chew on. The future's looking brighter than ever. But it's like, actually, we're going to make them real small, then we're going to make them real big again. Yeah, yeah. On the subject of trimming the fat, the Verne Company underwent some executive restructuring in the aftermath of Towson's dismissal. Are not altogether uncommon. There exists a proclivity to make resource cuts, even if said measures result in the crippling of innovation. True, that's very true. Perhaps there may yet exist a means of restoring some of those employees, on a conditional basis, mind you. You gotta start at the bottom, Towson. You're going to the mailroom, buddy.
To any daring challengers out
There
there.
are limits as to what Haley can do if we remain slaves to tradition.
Not give it a try.
That's precisely why we're making a list of all the stagnant ideas we best discard. What about crime? Can you discard that? Can you guys just be like a normal evil conglomerate? Or like just be a normal conglomerate, parentheses, evil, as opposed to a evil conglomerate? Alice cast the die, so the time to move forward is now. Ashen's assistants, I intend to do everything with my power and influence to reform our organization. So I don't know what you fuckers do. I'm being completely honest. Okay, Arms Window Shopping Squad, roll out! We're gonna window shop till we drop. Once we've pested every booth with our mirror-pinching ways, my conquest of the festival will be complete. Then I will laugh triumphantly from the rooftop, and the vanquished shall bow down to the new Grand Ruler.
As well as a one-on-one
Your
battle.
maniacal plans make sense to you and you alone. It makes sense to me.
To any
How about this, Nadia? Instead of doing something completely nonsensical, why don't we just go on a normal date? Fuck that!
Give it a try.
You're such a killjoy, yes. Can't you loosen up for once in your... Wait, can you just... There are a lot of two-person events here. In fact, there's almost too many, and I have my suspicions of who's behind that. But hey, I'm not complaining. Works out well for us, don't you think? Now, let's get out there and show everyone we have the strongest bond in the whole wide world. Come on, let's go. Okay. That's sweet. Nadia, what a winner. They cooked with Nadia. That's the one thing this game got fucking... They nailed adding Swin and Nadia to it. The Swin slightly less because they did some dumb shit with him. But Nadia, my goat. Honestly, like, best new character added to the game in a very long time. Well, I mean, she's only been like 2 games that she was added, really, but...
As well as a one-on-one basketball game.
Definitely one of my favorites. I mean, it does help that she's also kind of just like Estelle, who's already my favorite character.
Prizes that are up for grabs.
I mean, you know, they're very clearly meant to be based on Estelle and Joshua, but... I do like how Nadia's, like, similar, but definitely, like, has enough differences that it doesn't feel like a rehash. Swin, I don't know if you quite beat the "you're not just Joshua" allegations. You are pretty similar. Like, you're actually extremely similar. I don't know, he's pretty cool. Been staring off in space for a while now, something wrong? We'll just pretend you didn't do whatever happened on the island. And once again, the island, I don't understand what happened on the island, man. How did he get mind controlled if the Grandmaster, Guardmaster didn't even have any of the shit, man? Because we had the pieces of the 8th Genesis, and we had the other Genesis.
At the Aramis Academy.
He maybe had like 1 piece of the Genesis still. And like that's enough to let you mind control people, so why did you need the 8th Genesis? Why couldn't you just mind control people with the one thing? And
Founder of our academy. Firmly believed in.
then this motherfucker is so stupid that he just lets us keep one of the Genesis, the important one, the one that lets us time travel. Why is he so dumb?
Please, enjoy.
I just think I don't have to try and be a replacement for Ace anymore. I see. What do I do? S is acting really weird. Calm yourself. This is the part where you keep a level head. You're right. It's just a date with S. I'm going on a date with... Ah! My mind's going totally blank. I don't know what to do. I can see that. In that case, why don't I let Swin take the lead? Oh, alright. Nah, take charge. S will never do anything if you don't force him to. He certainly knows how to pursue, but how to react when being pursued is evidently uncharted territory. Really is quite cute. But yeah, Nadia, she's the goat of this game at least.
A card battle tournament is being held in a classroom in the left wing on the first floor.
Honestly, I'm surprised he made the time to... I'm just saying, you know, as soon as Nadia got added back to the game, we were having... The game was going way better. You know? You could... It's like quality of storytelling, like, in relation to Nadia screen time. They're, like, definitely, like, inversely related. That was their main fumble of Act 3, is getting rid of Nadia. What a silly decision. Honestly, I'm a little surprised he made the time to come here, given how busy he is right now. He's supposed to be fully booked this evening, right? Maybe he just want to take a break for his schedule gets crazy. No, the guy's running his mouth suddenly went quiet. That means something's wrong, doesn't it? No, nothing's wrong. I'm just thinking. That's all. As much as I hate to admit it, that man is a master politician for good and for ill.
Volunteers
Not every politician takes the time to be out among the people like this. It's not hard to see how he's won over the hearts of everyone. Yeah, their hearts. Ain't that right? This man is smitten, alright? That's canon.
Any daring challengers out there, we've got
Got in the office by coding his campaign with honeyed words and false promises. All he wanted was power. He doesn't care for the good of the people or the Republic like Rocksmith and my father did. Well, I mean, we don't know about Rocksmith. The jury's still out on him. We don't really know anything about him. I mean, the only thing I really remember them characterized is that he's a populist leader, which is one of those things that, well, can be good, can also be kind of bad. Like, I always kind of thought of, my conception of Rocksmith is like moderately corrupt, but not necessarily like evil. So, not necessarily someone I would want to go to bat with, or bat for. Cody didn't learn something from all this. Grandhart's prepared to carry the weight of this nation on his shoulders, and he's more than capable of doing so. I don't know where he found the impetus to take on such an arduous task. I do know whatever reasons he had for becoming president, they damn sure weren't shallow. I mean, maybe. The jury's still out on that, Code. Don't be saying that yet. We still haven't revealed what's gonna happen. He could be the Garden Master 2.0, who was, Yakum, Cayenne, what's another generic villain we've had in the series? I don't know. I think because I was gonna say 3 characters. There's like absolute loser tier villains. Yakum, Cayenne. Who in CS3? Oh, Dante's. Yeah, Dante's is a loser. Because Osborn, I mean, even though I don't like Osborn, I'll give him slight props. He's better than all of them. I never thought I'd hear those words come out of your mouth. His true goals remain shrouded in mystery, and I feel like I can say with confidence that he isn't like Rocksmith or the Blood and Iron Chancellor. But, actually, Blood and Iron Chancellor, he was totally a good guy the entire time. You just admitted he's evil. Haha. Haha, you submitted he's evil. You don't know. He was actually always a good person. I know he killed like a ton of people or whatever, but he was actually a good person. Yeah, his plan was kind of silly, and he should have just like wrote a fucking letter. I don't know what direction he's steering this country, but no matter what course you take, I'll have to see it through right to his side. That's exactly what I intend to do. For the record, that wasn't a confession of admiration. The only president I'll ever admire is Rocksmith, and don't you ever forget that. I'm a rocker boy for life. Don't worry, you made that virtually impossible. So remember what happened during the coup d'etat? Those two sure put us through the ringer back then. No, they didn't. Did Kayla do any? Was she? Oh yeah, I guess she was corrupted. Kind of forgot. Did we fight her? I don't even remember. Because I guess she's teamed up with Craig.
as well as a one-on-one basketball game.
I don't even remember that really. Oh, because don't they have like a comically low amount of HP, so you literally just S-craft them and they die, which is kind of funny because
Why not give it a try?
that's what should happen. Well, I got it through in one piece at the end of the day. All's well that ends well. The president will be here in the student council office for the duration of his stay at the festival. His time here is limited though, so if you have any business with him, now's the time. He's a very busy man. Oh, it's you. If you'd like to go in there, you're more than welcome to. The president seems eager to speak with you. We got a breaking news story. We've got some questions we'd like to ask him. Yeah, we are taking forever. We're doing a lot of yapping in this video. It's amazing to think how far the three of us have come. Getting emotional just thinking about it. We used to play together a lot back when we were little, before I moved, I mean.
This festival is an
Odette was always doing something ridiculous. You and I had our hands full trying to keep her in check. I had no clue they were supposed to be childhood friends. Funny, that's not how I remembered it. As I recall, you were the only one of us who was fretting up a storm. And sometimes you cried your little eyes out. Hey, that's rude. You can't make fun of him for that shit. He's a kid, alright? I did not. Okay, fine. There were times I did a little. It's all ancient history now. I'll have you know, I've grown quite a bit since then. People don't forget, Albie. People don't forget. Sure, you both have. My dad's much more attentive than she used to be, and you've grown into someone you can always be dependent on in a pinch, except for that time you exploded. You sound like you haven't done the most maturing out of all of us. Ever since we met up again at Artemis, you've... how do I put this? I guess it's like you've always been taking steps forward, little by little. After you picked up that part-time job last year, you've catapulted forward at blinding speeds and became a beacon for us all. Yeah, I don't care. She's still a child to me. Really sure you're exaggerating? No way. I mean, look at Albie. He's been anxious around you all year. He knows he's gonna have to hell butt if he wants to get elected.
Thank you for coming to
You don't have to remind me. I'm not anxious around her. I'll be rooting for you, Albert. No, you won't. Thanks.
this festival.
Gee, she sure is wasted on the young, that's for sure.
Principles that
Keep saying things like that, and even I'm going to start calling you an old man.
firmly believe in.
Don't.
Our entire student body
During last year's festival, we were all just fledgling first years, so we got to wander around without a care in the world. Odie, blissfully ignorant, past me had no idea what she'd be in for a year later. Preparing for the festival is certainly a challenge, but I'd say it was worth it. I wouldn't trade these days we spent on it for the world. I agree with you there. There was a lot I learned throughout the process, thanks to Rin. Learned there's absolutely no way I can measure up to her. Talk about a tough act to follow. It's okay. Rin's, special. If Rin wasn't a good character, she would annoy the hell out of me, that's for sure.
I think they're going to have a live performance.
Does that make any sense to you? Because Rin does have the same problems as Shizuna to a degree, where she's like unbelievably incredibly special all the time. The thing is that Rin gets, that Shizuna hasn't gotten, is Rin got like a real backstory
This festival is an
and like character development, where Shizuna is still just, I'm quirky.
founder of our academy. Firmly
Shizuna can be redeemed, but they need to do something first.
our entire student body has put their all into
Hey there, you like the Grid Hackers Got Rave reviews, partner? Girls at that table are total babes. Wish I could work up the courage to talk to them. That Central Eastern girl kinda reminds me of another girl I saw in a movie recently. I think I actually saw Judith and Nina around here too. Artemis Festivals are really something to attract all these stars. It's the rich people school? Of course. This is the first time we've had a chance to chat like this since the party last year. I don't have any friends since I'm always cooped up in the lab. That's why getting to hang out with you all makes me so happy. I'd like to spend time with Rosette and Naj too, but I think I'll go look for them later. Shahina's awfully excited about the upcoming performance. In fact, I'd say she's a little antsy. She's at the auditorium as we speak. Not that I blame her for being excited, of course. I'm looking forward to taking the stage as well. Speaking of which, I should make my way over there soon.
that preserves the principles that Artemis.
Also, I guess the lost child got found? Because I really thought that was going to be a lead-in for one of our side quests, but that announcement disappeared as soon as this section happened.
Creating this year's activities. So please enjoy.
And we did get the achievement for all quests, so it's not like we missed it.
Welcome to the mini market.
Hi, generosity knows no bounds, your highness. Yeah, seriously, can't believe the princely family supplied the mini market with all these furnishings. Ah, this was nothing more than a modest offering. I'm rich. In fact, when do we forgive for thinking it meager? I'm certain the thought crossed the mind of the young lady from Hayway, no? Not at all. I was actually just thinking the incense burner I purchased a minute ago was very nice. It's gratifying without being gaudy. In my opinion, are perfectly suited for a school festival like this. Well, that's certainly relieving to hear. Oh, by the by, I have an inquiry for you, Gambler Jack. I've heard many a tale of your legendary escapades.
I've set up some
Think you're well versed in the many clandestine activities that occur in the capital, yes? Then would you care to give me a tour this evening? Oh, so His Highness wants a little peek behind the curtain, eh? Sure, it sounds like a good time. Hey, wait a second, Jack. There's no way Naj's gonna let you two get away with that. His Highness sure is up to no good as always. I have a feeling Hall and Naj shall have their hands full in the very near future. I can compromise if need be. We could take Hale, Najd, and Zeta along on our congenial trip at night on the town. Although our choices of destinations may by necessity differ than if Jack and I had gone alone. Nonetheless, there's no shortage of mirth and merriment to be had on such an excursion. think Jack would be a little more manly when he's with literal royalty, but nope. Yeah, he's planning to go sneaking off with the prince later tonight. We'll gotta take my eyes off this dude for a single second. I did have a chance to chat with Crown Prince during the party late last year. I like him. Seems like a real upstanding guy. Anyway, better hurry up and get back to work on my plan. To get drunk. Oh, fine Eastern liquor. Seems like Hale's always got her hands full with Jack. Now I think I'll do a little more shopping around the bazaar. I'd like to get a few gifts. I've got Zen covered. That incense burner's for him. Probably, what the fuck am I gonna do with this shit? Where's my Ellie body pillow? Aaron's actually been doing a lot for me recently, so maybe I'll give him something special. There's so fucking many people, man. I do really like it. This is one of the... I would hazard and say it's one of the best NPC talking sections in the series. Since it's all pretty much mostly important characters, or like semi-important characters. Who's up here?
Volunteers from the sports clubs have set up some food stalls in the courtyard, as well as a...
Yep, important characters like Nate's girlfriend. Ah, there you are, Nate. If I'm not mistaken, you see the call from HQ, correct? For your sake, I hope you didn't ignore it. Wait, hold the phone, Inspector. You're the one holding the phone, Detective. I'm really sorry, since my girlfriend and I literally just got back together. I understand some important people are here at the festival, and I know the school asked for more security detail, but... You're going to abandon me? Oh, never mind. It's okay. Duty calls. I understand how demanding your job is. Just a moment. I'll take care of the security detail. You can stay. You mean it? Are you feeling under the weather, Inspector? It's not like you to be so generous. Don't worry. Making a habit of it, I assure you. Consider this my thanks for all the hard work you've been putting in. I'll contact HQ and let them know I'm taking over. Enjoy your date, Detective. Thank you, Inspector. You don't know how much this means to me. I promise to pay you back tenfold for this. I want to thank you too. I really appreciate it.
Preserves the principles that Artemis, founder of our academy, firmly...
I really want to try and be more understanding of Nate's work situation in the future. That said, I know I would have been really disappointed if he had to go right now. Good on his boss for letting him stay.
So please,
I just don't buy it, man. What has this fucker got? He's like such a loser. Inspector said he had plans with his family. Really hate to put him out like this. Days like this don't come often, and I'd be dumb as bricks to pass up his generosity. I knew Nate's relationship with his girlfriend was strained. I hadn't planned on butting in, but I think the situation called for it this time. I normally expected to respond whenever we're called upon, but just this once I'll cover for him. Alright, so that's everything inside except for the president, who we'll do last. The other side, you're quite the movie buff, Princess Zeta. Well, I don't know if I'd go as far to call myself as a buff, but I definitely do enjoy him from time to time. In fact, I've been looking forward to meeting Director Gotti in person for quite a while now. Really? Must know the splendor of sex and violence. Director, I would kindly ask you refrain from using such language when speaking to Her Royal Highness. What, violence? It's perfectly alright, Naj. It doesn't bother me. Her Highness, I mean, she has seen his movies. You could mention the word sex, alright? I know I'm the fucking Puritan, but like, I mean, I'm really not, but people think I am. Because I'm like, hey, don't fuck kids. And they're like, whatever, it's your puritanical values. But Your Highness, I know that deep down Mr. Gotti's far more interested in capturing the nuance underneath that kind of shallow surface level material. Actually, I just like the titties. We only use it as a means to explore humanity's primitive desires and to show the conception of oneself in relation to the perception of others. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. No, it's not horny bait. It's not horny bait. No, we didn't put them in a string bikini, but because we wanted more sales. We did it to explore humanity's primitive desires. That's why. If you give us $20, we'll you can put a string of floss on the character. And in its foundation, its work speaks to a greater desire to rebel against the contradictory reality of life in its current society. He's extremely adept at hiding that kind of subtext in his films. Nah, seriously, I just like the titties. Yeah, no. Actually, now that I think about it, didn't Van say something similar back in Tharbat? That's because he's coping. That's some shit people say when they don't want to just admit something's their guilty pleasure. It's okay to be horny, Van. Just be honest about it. And also, engage in some real shit, not some softcore nonsense. Amazing! I think you saw the true meaning behind my work. You're saying she was right? Of course I'm gonna say she's right.
As well as a one-on-one basketball.
That's only likely the tip of the iceberg. To truly understand the full breadth of meaning behind your films must be truly impossible. I don't know, Your Highness. Knowing someone like you appreciates my work is what gives it meaning in the first place. These two making a deep connection here is just some kind of waking nightmare. It would definitely be more funny if he was just like, I like the titties. There is no deeper meaning. I'd respect him more. This would be a good idea to develop new avenues to deliver your films, director. That way your messages will reach even more people. Not being so confined by existing filming techniques to make it easier, of course. What about incorporating some different mediums? Ah, like a sex VR game. Yeah. Right, I've been avoiding literary forms of expression on purpose. I can make use of the audience visual and auditorial senses. Now, what the hell do you think a movie is? I mean, you making silent films?
Thank you for coming.
Sounds very daring, but I believe it could be well worth the attempt. Yeah, new age of motion pictures arrived! Excited to see it, director. Thank you, Your Highness. These two may be getting along a little too well. Something about this has me very afraid. Don't you think you ought to put a stop to this? I think we're too late. His Highness often falls prey to his base tendencies when Director Gotti is involved. I hardly thought it possible that Princess Zeta would take after him in that regard. It's a severe miscalculation on my part. Looks like Gotti's really hitting off the royal family. They're like 3 peas in a pod. Holy hell. It's the dynamic trio of 2 normal people and a weirdo. What's it been now? 4 months? You two look like you're doing well. Yeah, you too, Jess. A little late saying this, but congrats on your debut in Crossbell. You're becoming a bit of a household name over there. Proud of you, man. Same. Honestly, hearing about everything you've accomplished has been super inspiring. So inspiring, in fact. I've been working my butt off these past 4 months. I think I've only gotten as far as I have thanks to you. No, I don't. Look, I'm sorry, guys. I still feel guilty about us giving up on that share house. It was all my fault. Ah, come on, Jess. You still on that? Ah, don't feel guilty, man. We made that decision together, remember? And I've found a pretty good bench to sleep under at night, so it could be worse. We all went our separate ways so we can follow our own paths and live the best lives we can. So I'm going to an art school and I'm chasing my dreams now. Aren't you two doing the same? Yeah, yeah, you're right. We're gonna find our way so that when we meet up again someday, we'll all be confident in who we are. That's the plan, right? Or if you two had a change of heart. Who could say? At the very least, I don't think we're ever gonna let ourselves get trapped in a situation like that again. Yep, Raymond's learned to keep his inner thoughts on the inside. Which, I guess at the end of the day, it's all you can do. If you are cursed with the, what's the word I'm looking for? Cursed with the burden of being attracted to your sister. I guess you can't really change how your brain works. But what you can do is not ever bring it up. Ever. For their sake. Definitely, all the feelings I've had until now are still just as precious to me as they were back then. But now we know how to move forward, isn't that right? For sure. We've been exchanging letters. Still feels really good to see each other in person again. 2 of them seem to have been doing well. Glad to see it. Hopefully we can meet up again for too long. So much I'd like to talk with about. I was really nervous to see Jess again after all this time, but I'm relieved to see he hasn't changed a bit. This goes to show that Jess will always be Jess, no matter how much higher the ladder of fame he goes. Anyway, I can't rest on my laurels now. I've got to put my nose to the grindstone. I want to achieve my dreams too. What are your dreams?
Any daring challengers out there?
I mean, I guess something fashion related because you worked at the store, but
Not give it a try.
plan to do a big live show here in the capital soon. Saying my manager's been stoked about it would be a bit of an understatement of the century. He's been going around calling it a revival tour. We've only been around for a few months. Name aside, I'm looking forward to playing in the capital again. Just be like old times. He's washed. Dude hasn't even put out a second album yet, and it's been 4 months. Nobody cares. I'm really glad we all got to meet up again like this. You hit him with a fucking karate kick. You dirty thief! How dare you dine and dash at one of my students' establishments? You're not getting off easy for this one, mister. I'm sorry, man. I won't do it again. I promise. As long as you step on me. Sonya's really something else.
Is an annual
To be honest, that's kind of what I like about her.
that Artemis, the founder of our academy, firmly believed in. Our entire student body has put their all into creating this year's activities, so please.
Okay, last room. Wait, never mind. Not the last room. Who? Oh no, that's the president. But when we're in here, it looks like it's over here, right? It says shop, but I think it's just the mini maps messing up. We are invited to the festival as special guests, and we'll be doing a show a little later. Hard to believe we're getting to perform at such a prestigious event. Never would have dreamed this a few months ago. Shake it off, Sailor. You still got a long road ahead of you. Let's make today's performance the best one yet. We're up next. I'm so nervous I might die. Okay, deep breaths. Our dude's totally been on fire lately, so we're good to go. We definitely capture everyone's hearts without fail. Elaine does not believe. Thanks to my connections, I would secure a spot on the festival's guest stage. Now then, look alive, you two. Today's performance will bring a great deal of publicity with you. Right. I'm gonna rock the house. Oh, we should talk to this fake Mishy.
Why not give it a try?
Me, we're not done yet. Let's make this school year one to remember by making a wishy with Mishy. Damn true, partner. You guys are still here. Wow, so this is the famous Mishy show. Looks like it's mainly aimed at kids. It seems pretty fun. I think I might enjoy it. Isn't Mishy a mascot for the theme park over in Crossbell? Yeah, it's called Michelin Wonderland. My father took me there a few times during his business trips. He had this delicious Mishy-shaped ice cream, and they have a few characters over in the park, such as a robotic version of Mishy called Mecha Mishy. What about Mishander? What about Mishander? You're more than welcome for a visit since you're clearly never been. I'll be more than even happy to accompany you. Sounds like fun. Let's do it. Wait, a trip to Crossbell sounds pricey. Let's better rake in some serious dough at my roasted chestnut stand. That said, I ought to bring you up to speed on all you've missed out with regards to Mishy. First, I'm going to teach you his catchphrase. Repeat after me. Make a wishy with Mishy. Okay. Make a wishy with Mishy? More enthusiasm! When I went to Michelin last, Rumsfeld was the one accompanying me. There's nothing wrong with that, of course, but everyone else is there with family and friends. I'll have Eddie with me next time. I'm sure it'll be a wonderful time. I like hanging out with Roselia. She introduced me to all kinds of things I never knew about before. I told her I wanted the mirror for a trip to Crossbell. I think I might die of embarrassment. I'll put my money where my mouth is and grind out some cash. Gotta watch my budget, too. Daddy said he was off duty today, but then he had to go to work again. always tell him it's okay, but it still makes me sad. Oh. Yeah, it is kind of... I mean, see, Daswani's a real one. I can see why his wife likes him. Now, I don't know, should you... I mean, at least they hung out with this kid a little bit, but like... Yeah, I don't know, because it's like, it's definitely the nice thing to do for Nate. But I do kind of feel like... the wife and kids has to outrank new girlfriend in like importance. But Daswani is the superior, so that gives you like a bit of an extra onus in theories to be like, I'm gonna be the one gonna take responsibility here and respond to the emergency, not the person who probably gets paid less than me. Sure, your daddy's just as sad. In fact, I know he hates when he can't be around to play with you. Sure, he still wants you to have fun while he's away, and when he gets back, you can play all together. That sound good? Yeah, let's go play with Mishy. I'll tell Daddy all about how cute he is later. Nah, they're indoctrinating the kids, man. That won't be long before nobody even remembers Fat Mishy.
First day of the Aramis Academy Festival.
Sounds wonderful, sweetie. I'm sure he'll be here to throw all about it.
This festival is an annual tradition.
Kinda sad Daddy gotta go to work, but I'll be okay.
Aramis, the founder of our academy, firmly believes
I knew there was a chance my husband would be called away to work today. I understand his job is important, but like my daughter, I'm always disappointed when he has to leave.
they're all into creating this.
So this sort of thing comes with the territory when your husband is a dashing police officer. Ah, Mishy, I love you. Your dancing's the best. Ah, grant me a wishy too, Mishy. Calculating. Calculating. Who the fuck are you? Were you the Mishy lady? You must be the Mishy lady. From the quest? The one who, like, wasn't evil? I mean, granted, I think that dude he was right. We should get rid of the fake Mishy, but... do I really have to dance with Mishy? It's a lot harder than I thought. Wow, you're bad at this. Like, really, really bad. Don't quit your day job. What the fuck?
Volunteers from
I agree to use a few pointers. Say, why don't you teach him how to dance, you may?
as well as a
Yeah, but only if he calls me Master. Alright then, show me how it's done, Master.
to any daring challenge.
I didn't even see you all there. Are you here to see the Mishy show?
Why not give it a
Yeah, I don't know why I'd be here otherwise. I see you guys found Yume. Yes, we picked her up just a minute ago. She was all wound up when we got here. It sounded like she had a lot of fun with Fairy and Shizuna, didn't you? Yup, now I'm gonna have fun with you and Maxim. We're gonna have a lot of playing to do, so you better be ready. Gotta see Anya's and everybody else in the show later, too. Right there with you. Should be a good time. Agreed, I'm definitely looking forward to it as well. It's nice to see the three of them having a good time. Email's just having a lot of fun, I'm so glad. No one can know what the future has in store, but it would be nice if this happiness could last. Oh, this is all really nice. It's almost like we're a family. I want to think long and hard about the kind of future I can have with the two of them. Still a whole bunch more things I want to do today. Gonna see Anya's and everybody else in the show later too.
In the left wing on the first floor.
Hey, showed up. I was doing the last round of checks for the show. All the props have been inspected already, so the only thing left to do is to help the performers get ready. Nice work, everyone. Everyone's done enough for rehearsing at this stage. I'd say mental prep's more important than that. Fair point. Now, come with May. I think the show's going to bring down the house. Thanks to everyone that it's turned out so well. I'm getting a bad case of the jitters, though. Like, seriously, I don't want to get that stage fright up there. Well, my advice, just turn off your brain and focus on having fun. That's what I always do. No offense, Shihino, but is the brain ever on? I'll be taking the lead during our dance. You just follow my moves and go with the flow and you'll knock them dead. One and done, part way. One and done part anyway, so once it's over, that's it. You got one shot to dazzle the audience and make it count. Thanks, everyone. Man, I'm so glad we have your pros around to give us a kick in the pants. I don't think I'm a pro just yet, but thanks. Speaking of thanks, I really want to say I appreciate you and Fairy helping me with building the sets, Aaron. That's nothing. Don't mind carrying everyone's asses every now and then. Oh, and you can leave the other performers to us. We'll check in on them so you guys can go out and have fun or whatever. Sounds good. I'm sure they'll appreciate the extra coaching. Do your best, everyone. I'm really looking forward to the show. Only thing left to do for the big show is check on all the students and the guest performers. Guys got all their moves down to an art. They're gonna knock everybody's socks off, guaranteed. Shame they won't get much time to shine, but damn if they don't make it the best few minutes in the history of theater. I thought I was just gonna be a stagehand, but they're roping me into a small part towards the end of the play. I was hesitant at first, but after seeing all the blood, sweat, and tears that went into this, I really want to make this the best show it can be. I know I'll only be there for the first day, but that won't stop me from giving it my best effort.
Volunteers from the sports clubs have set up some food stalls.
Getting harder and harder to contain my excitement the closer we get to showtime. That's why I rushed on over here ahead of Sarah. I'm totally on board with the theme they chose for the show. Just shoot, I'm going to capture the hearts of everyone with my dancing.
We've got prizes that are up for grabs.
I'm Julian.
Why not give it a try?
Admittedly, I'm a little nervous at the prospect of getting on stage, but I have little choice but to grin and bear it. Mark my words, I'll give it my all. Give it our best shot. Or whatever. Statue of Artemis. Yep. Should have been Artemis, man. Alright, let's double check everyone. Looking like it's just the Prezi. That is Lefty. Well, he's not Lefty, presumably. I mean, best case scenario is Gramhart is like a center righty, but I guess. Yeah, it looks like we're good. Let's go chat it up.
Welcome to the Aramis Academy Festival.
Volunteers from the sports clubs have set up some stalls in the courtyard, as well as
I hear some voices coming from inside there. I think it's Ren and Miss Matilda and Miss Toa by the sounds of it. Gonna poke your head in there and be happy to join you. I was just gonna say, like, I feel like you should do this with Anya's, but I guess they just auto do it. Because apparently, you know, we could switch, but this is, I'm gonna be honest, it's taking too long for me to go back and backtrack and talk to every single NPC again to see if Anya's has any dialogue or whatever. Plus, my van will not be caught dead going on a date with Anya's. My van's got standards, alright? Perhaps I should step away for a bit. Might sound odd coming from me, but given my own personal circumstances, but he is family. I think you two should take some time to talk. What the hell? Might be right. I'll let you take it from here. What the fuck? Wanna go in? Yes. Alright, President Gramhart, if that is your real name, I got some questions I gotta ask you, buddy. Changed quite a bit. Did you enroll in this school when you were like 11? Were you on the advanced course? Granted, it wouldn't actually matter because they said it was an 8-year age gap, so never mind, there's no way you're off the hook. Unless you were actually the opposite and you were really dumb and you didn't join high school until you were like 20-something. Also, how old are you? Because if you're like 40, we got some real fucking serious questions for you. You better hope your ass is kind of old. Because I can do the math, and if you're 40, and Anya's is 16, and Anya's mother has an 8-year age gap with you, I guess you have to be at least 40. Or do they stay the same? I'm beginning to believe I'll always be the naive student I used to be in your eyes, Miss Matilda. I know, because even for, I mean, that's what, that would be basically the same that he, I guess I'd actually be even young, because be 24, and add in like the year less because of the pregnancy. That would mean impregnated when she was, you know, when he was 23 and she was 15. So you better hope your ass is like at least mid-40s. Finally here. Let me put on some more tea for you. That's okay, you don't have to do that. I shouldn't be leaving the nurse's office empty for too long. I'd better get going. Please take your time and enjoy yourselves. I wish you all the best, Mr. President. Thank you. Please take care of yourself. Didn't realize you knew Miss Matilda. Been on faculty since my days at the academy. Helped me a great deal during that time of my life. I assume the same can be said for you and Mr. Kincaid, yes? Indeed. She has been something of an advisor at the student council for a very long time. And she was also a bit of a caretaker for a certain problem child whose antics caused the poor woman no end of undue stress. Is that so? I can easily picture that. Yeah, alright, whatever. Maybe it was me. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was somebody else. I was a bit of a troublemaker. Hey, wait, you want to talk. You caused her a whole lot of headaches yourself, and I bet Ren did too. Anyway, what brings you here today, Mr. President? You're my daughter, dumbass. The last time we spoke, Don't worry, Anya's. I've known all about you and your dad since before I came to the Republic. Of course she has. I also remember what happened back then. You did? I'm guessing the same goes for you, Mr. Prez? Correct. I remember everything that happened quite clearly. Oh, you mean that. I was like, what do you mean what happened back then? I was thinking in relation to before it came to the Republic. But yeah, you mean like the coup stuff. Should Toa know this information? I mean, maybe? I mean, it doesn't feel complete. Like, it seems like kind of plausible, but I don't really know how she would know that information. By the way, I also heard about your exploits with the guard master from Kincaid. Wow, what a fucking loser that guy was, am I right? Well, the reason I came here today was to thank you in person. Even if that coup d'etat ultimately didn't come to a fruition, the fact remains you saved the capital. Dispelled the shadows of our past that would have no doubt consumed our present. Oh? Wish I could take all the credit, but I can't. Had a bit of help with that. Yeah, how did making Calvard a strong central nation work against that plan, Mr. President? How did that work out? Oh wow, a small group of eclectic individuals are the one who saved the day. Not, you know, the central militarized imperialist nation. Didn't do shit, would have got eaten alive by time clocks. Of course, the items that were passed down to my daughter from my mother-in-law proved useful in that situation. So, then as your father and as family, I'd like to express just how grateful I am. Dad? Well, if you really are so grateful, how would you show by giving me some? Of course, considering it never happened and cannot be disclosed to the public, I'm afraid I'm able to provide you with any remuneration. Fuck you, eat my ass, groomer. I don't want your fucking money anyway. Damn mirror pitching cheapskate. Why must you always be so difficult? Just, we prepared a small reward. This is where having a secret reserve fund comes in handy. This first grooming, now political corruption, spending campaign funds on favors to individuals, friends of the family. It's not even campaign funds, it's like literally out the damn treasury. It isn't much, so I suggest you keep them on a short leash, otherwise they'll spend it all in one place. Understood, will do. No, won't do! Do you not trust my daughter, Mr. Arkwright? No! Is her work performance not satisfactory? Yeah, I mean, it's fine, but trust can be beyond just can she do her job. I don't trust her to make good decisions about romantic relations because she's her only point of reference is your fucking ass. Memory serves. When you visited our home at the end of last year, you only stayed for a slice of cake and left in quite a huff. Yeah, because we didn't want to be up in there. We should arrange a time where we can sit and talk frankly, man to man. Ain't no need for that. Ain't no need for that. We're not like you, all right? We ain't like you. Perhaps we could book a sauna session. Yo, you into saunas? Wait, no, I don't want to. Hey, what the hell are you doing with your Zypher friend? I'm simply putting in a reservation at a private sauna that opened recently. I don't remember saying I agreed to this. Why not let them get to you, Van? Well, at least we're able to shift the conversation away from the subject of the Genesis. Agreed. Well, in any case, I feel a little more at ease now. I guess he really is a father at heart. Toa, shut up. Alright? Don't glaze Graham heart right now, Toa. Okay? You have sacred status, but that can be removed very quickly. Alright? Although, I can't help but be a little worried about where things will go from here. That plan of his, whatever it entails, has been progressing for the past 2 years now. I still know very little about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he makes an announcement about it before long. Okay, so apparently they... Well, I guess Rin knowing about it does make sense. At least having some idea if he broke into... But Grant, that was the Anguis, right? So even if Rin has... Because presumably that... Well... I mean, my assumption would be that's not something the regular enforcers would know about the time the secret Grandmaster location got hacked into. I feel like that's something they keep close to their chest. But, like, I guess, presumably Rin knows that happened somehow. That or they're just talking about going to the moon. So they may not necessarily know about the world ending. They may just know about whatever, for whatever reason he wants to go to the moon. Because the moon is made of monsters, by the way. I know we've never mentioned this, huh? Oh, you didn't know the moon is made of monsters? Oh wow. Ugh, yikes. Can't believe you didn't know that. Afterwards, Van left the student council office, parted ways with Anya's, and met back up with Elaine. Yep, get ditched. An additional connection point.
Welcome to the Aramis Academy Festival.
But I don't need an additional connection point. And also, you didn't add an additional one. Oh, you actually did, because I forgot to reload after we did, so that's actually good. Because we should have 2, but yeah, I guess I didn't reload after doing Rin's. It's an honor to finally meet you, Mr. President. Please, it's not such formality. I'm simply here to enjoy the festival as an alumnus. Maybe pick up a new wife. Like yourself.
Is an annual tradition that preserves
Seems you got something on your mind. May I ask what it is?
the founder of our academy.
Regarding the actions of my father, Edmund Auclair, allow me to apologize on his behalf. Lane. As far as I'm concerned, your father's actions were his own doing, not yours, and he has been punished accordingly. Gave him a fine. But so we put our past, but a small fine, like 1, 2, 3 days of the company's income. Net income, of course. We wouldn't want to really fuck him. Correct me if I'm wrong, but was it not you who made his actions known in the first place? You yourself was this way able to show the public that justice is still alive and well in this world. Going forward, I'd like you to continue upholding that justice, alongside the guild you've placed so much faith in. Yes, sir, I'll do just that. I may have to leave partway through this evening's performance, but I do at least plan to attend. I wonder if it'll be even more interesting than the one they put on 8 years ago. You saw that? Only recording. I must say it had quite the impact. The story of the Calvardian Revolution. Have any plans to write a sequel? Not really. It's more of a one-off kind of thing, you know? That's something else.
Why not give it a try?
Came over because I heard my name called on the PA system. I didn't realize it was because the president wanted to speak with me. Yeah, alright. You were working on the quiz competition just now, weren't you? Must have a lot on your plate. It's alright. I wanted to say hello at some point anyway. We had a really interesting conversation about NGOs and Thors. In an unofficial capacity, of course. Sounds more like a consultation than anything. You sound awful chummy. I told him at that time I shot the revived Emperor in the face. Actually, I don't remember if Toa's a playable party member during that section. I don't think she is. I feel like I would have used Toa if she was available. I forgot to mention it earlier, but that tea was really good. Why, thank you. I guess it was worth breaking out the special blend. Of course, I'll be remiss not to provide the best tea we have while the president is visiting.
This festival
This is all part and parcel of being the student council president.
serves the principles that are
That's not the only reason you're here, right?
our academy.
Naturally, I have a few personal matters to discuss as an advisor to the ZCF and a negotiator for the Epstein Foundation.
Our
Sheesh, got a finger in every pie on the market, don't you?
integrating this year's
Flick your
activities.
forehead.
So please enjoy.
I gotta be an equal opportunity, alright? Rin, she does have flicker forehead energy every once in a while. I do kind of wish they would chill on some of the she's a super genius stuff. And I've been saying that for a while, so that's not like a new opinion of mine. I only have two choices, a dry sauna or a steam sauna. Which would you like me to book? Of course, if Mr. President has a preference, that will be given priority. Wait, you were serious about the reservation? No, I jest, though you will still be given your due compensation. Many factors are playing against us, but the fact remains that we failed to nip the coup in the bud. I think of it as a remuneration for helping pinpoint cracks in our defenses. What, I feel like you guys are turning me into your personal test monkey? I ain't about to look a gift horse in the mouth. That will be your gift, a horse. You can now ride around on an even more obsolete method of transportation.
That are up for grabs. Why not give it a try?
Because real talk, give us an airship. Just give us the airship we flew in the last section permanently. It's a JRPG rite of passage. You get to have an airship, all right? I think the younger man I knew would grow up to become the Republic's president. I suppose it does make sense, however. He always managed to stand out amongst his peers, even back then. Yeah, when they were like, why is your girlfriend 10? Alright, so I guess that's everything, which means we can... Wait. Oh no, you guys, I guess I was overlooking you? Oh, because I guess the shop thing was covering you up.
Thank you for coming to the
I have to say, when I saw that fine craftsmanship at the front entrance, my jaw hit the floor. Wasn't alone that. Wait, that's not what I sound like.
annual tradition that preserves the principles that are
You have to see, when I saw that fine craftsmanship at front entrance, my jaw hit the floor. I wasn't alone there. Decorations in here are really stylish too. They're making quite a name for yourself here, aren't you, Kisara?
So please
Okay, lay off the praise. I'm gonna die of embarrassment here. I bet Rebecca feels the same way. A little, but I'll manage. Anyway, congrats on getting into school here, Kisara, and thanks for all you've done for the festival so far. Good luck greeting all the visitors. Chris will be treating us to dinner tonight, so that should give you something to look forward to. Yeah, whatever. Ooh, dinner sounds good. Mind if I invite myself over? Sure, the more the merrier. Glad we can invite Curtis. Maybe we can invite Curtis over too. I could adopt him. Add another child to my collection. His parents probably aren't using him. Last I was here, they hated each other. Let's not actually. He and Kisara aren't exactly on the best of terms. I mean, it's not that bad, but yeah, he does have a way of getting under my skin.
the Artemis Academy Festival.
Yeah, I get it. Personally, I think the smaller the group, the better. Of course, you think that. You're Old Town's resident shut-in. We wouldn't have it any other way.
The principles that Artemis, the founder of
Why the long face, Kisara?
firmly believed in.
It's nothing. I don't know. I guess I just wanted to say thanks, you know, for
Our
everything.
entire student body
I'm
has put
grateful.
their all into creating this year's activities.
More than welcome. Not that I did much of anything myself, of course. Wasn't easy helping you study for that entrance exam, but that's what friends are for. Great, things have been so much more fun since you came into our home. Guess I was worrying for nothing. Kisara's fitting in just fine. I think it's the first time I've ever seen Kisara smile. I'll have to tell Chris about it later. Is it just me, or are there more people now there than there were a minute ago? I think I'm reaching my limit. Save me, Van. Hey, no one's forcing you to stay. If you got a jet, you got a jet. A jet? Yeah, that's what the president can give us. There's a written portion in Artemis' scholarship exam. I helped Kisara study for that. Honestly, she told me she'd never once been to Sunday school. I thought, yeah, there's no way. But I got some pretty darn good teacher and a serious miracle worker. She passed. I'm so happy for her.
In the courtyard, as well as a one-on-one basketball game.
Kisara sure has changed a lot since Mistledam. Hardly recognize her.
Daring challengers out.
Rebecca and Chris have taken liking to her. Glad I decided to abduct her. If she decided to be part of our family for good, I'd be happiest guy in the world. Then I have 3 kids to abandon. My original goal was to land a job anywhere other than here and leave Old Town for good. Nothing changed though. I had a hard time admitting this for myself for a while, but before I knew it, I started to care about Old Town. It became important to me. So I guess I don't want people to worry about me anymore. You ever find your kid? Sure seem to be enjoying themselves. Maybe now would be a good time to apologize to Harry. Harry and Sheena are acting like an old married couple. They're so fun to watch. Great idea, Mark. We'll watch them so we can make sure they're okay. And that's new dialogue. You say you don't have new dialogue, but actually... Man, I'm starving. Let's go get something to eat, Sheena. Sure thing. So you remember to bring your wallet, right? I only ask because you tend to forget that a lot and then come running to me begging for Mira. Yeah, okay, whatever. I love beets, so you can fuck off. Ah, shoot. I totally left it back at home. It's okay, though. I can hit up Dad and ask for some Mira. You are unbelievable, Harry. All the more reason to hurry up and bury the hatchet, I suppose. Ah, crap. Totally forgot to ask Dad for an advance. Most of the events are free, but being around all these shots at a single mirror to spin is gonna suck rocks. Well, at least now I feel better defending to Sheena. I don't think Harry got rocks for brains. Well, at least he showed up a bit. I was getting a little worried about him there. Who else has secret new dialogue? I think you don't. Yeah. We had definitely not seen that.
Volunteers from the sports clubs have set up some food stalls in the courtyard, as well as
Well, we're just gonna assume that's the only one marked incorrectly, and if others are, well, you know, that's on the game, not me.
To any daring challengers out there, we've got prizes that are up for grabs.
But we can finally call it and end the longest NPC talking section in the history of the series, I believe.
Enjoy the festival.
I feel like this is even longer than the ones like the end of CS4. I could be wrong. I don't know the exact, but I mean, we've been doing this for like almost 10 videos. Now, it's not all pure just NPC talking, because there's like the connection events are a lot of it. Oh yeah, we still have the one to do. Never mind, we're not done. Almost completely forgot about Swin and Nadia, man. Not Kincaid. Man, good thing I said that little tangent right there, because I would have completely forgotten. Then reached out to Swin and Nadia, who had asked them to meet up at the Arcade Solutions office. Well met, Van Arcade, Spriggan extraordinaire. To commemorate our final days in thy glorious capital, we do challenge thee to a duel over the title of True Spriggan. Translation, please. I mean, she pretty much covered it. Come on, play along. This will be our last chance. Here we go. Alright, I'll bite. So, explain this duel over the title of True Spriggan business? Actually, that part was just her being dramatic. That's why I asked for a translation, Swin. Remember when you made a substitute Spriggans right after we came to Edith? A wild ride since then. I mean, wild. Now we are with everything we asked for and more. I don't want to set a bad example for Lapis or our boss by taking a... Don't call him that. Or by taking advantage of their hospitality, though. We felt the need to prove ourselves, and who better to do that against than you, Van? Spriggan stuff's pretty close to our usual work already, so an S4 SPG showdown seemed like a good way to settle things. And if we should vanquish thee, perchance, we could lay claim to thy reputation as well, and thy locker of sweets. Don't push your luck. I mean, thy... I don't know, what's an old-timey word for locker? His chest doesn't sound right. I don't know, man. But we should say confections instead of sweets. Don't push your luck. I get where you're coming from. You deserve a little something for picking up the slack around here. I'll treat this like a special 4 SPG for my stand-ins. Just don't cry foul when I go full throttle. No better parting gift than showing you what a Spriggan's really made of. Couldn't ask for more. Now you're talking. From there, Van used his connections to get in touch with any collaborators of his who had time to spare. They then put together a limited time half-price discount promotion to bring in more 4SPGs than ever before. Do we trust Swin to drive a motorcycle? Well, I'm not like surprised by the idea that he can drive, but I feel like we've never seen him drive. I'm trying to remember. Because it's like, I feel like in the end of 3 and 9, they're like, aren't they in like a cart? Like a carriage or something? They're not driving then, right? When they're like, metaphorically leaving into the sunset? Thanks to the bulletin boards in every district, I'd have requests from corner to corner by now. Whoever closes out the most of them within the time limit's the winner. You guys all set to go? Ready when you are. Really casting a wide net though, huh? This is our suggestion. We're in for a lot more 4SPGs than we bargained for. I said that, but I had to trim the list quite a bit to get it down to just the suitable ones. So I was looking for a good excuse to get the finicker ones over with, so this worked out great. Yeah, imagine what a buzzkill it'd be to get an emergency call in the middle of tonight's live performance. I mean, we can always turn them down. I mean, we're a freelancer. We ain't got no obligation to do anything. Hope we don't mind if we bring the heat then. Well, no backing out now. And plus, if we don't do it, all the other Spriggans who totally exist and are real could pick up the slack, right? Like, it really would be like if they introduced Jaegers and then only ever had the one Jaeger. It's so silly. So Van, Swin, and Nadia's duel began. Cat quest, cat quest. Coming your way, S. Roger that. There, gonna be just fine. Scratches his eye. Booyah! Score 1 for the dream team. Goodness, what an impressive display. My sweet little Anna, thank you so much for catching her. Ah, we hates her. Out that, are you really this cat's owner? You were a few syllables off of the name of our collar just now. And rumor has it that a shady catnapper's been snatching up purebreds to put on the market. Oh, Anja, thank goodness you're alright. So now the mansion I'm employed at has a massive rat infection. It's all my fault. Well, man, we're really doing the starter quest. Fight rats, catch cats. I don't do something about it, they'll fire me for sure. Can I count on you to handle this discreetly? A hunch is right. The two of them are like a match made in heaven. Fine, hanging around just a tick. The solution to your problem should be along in just a minute. Excuse me, review the Spriggan I keep hearing about. I really could use your experience. I want to kill a lot of rats. Can you provide me with rats to kill? All the laboratory rats in the medical research facility I work for are inadvertently terminated. Is there any chance you could set us up with a large quantity of them in a short order? You got any rats on you? You got rats in your pockets or anything? Did you say rats? Oh, can I not say that anymore? Does that mean something I don't know? That's 2 for 1. Getting a mountain of requests in has its perks sometimes. S, you think those cars have anything to do with the package we picked up a minute ago? Shoot, we're being tailed. Yeah, S, I just said that. S, why aren't I driving? I feel like I'm the one who'd be driving the motorcycle in this relationship. I'll shake him off. Hang on tight, Nadia. Somebody save me! Pipe down. I ain't looking to start anything. At least not if you clean out your blackmail data and hand it over. Had a good run up to now, coasting on the backs of others. I say it's about time for the piper to get paid. Alright, man, just take it. So is that now onto a separate request. This one involves getting tit for tat of the living hell you put your victims through. Oh, please! In today's video, Van beats a man senseless in a dark alley. Guess that would actually be the closest thing that Van's ever done to a gray action. Would be beating a defenseless person stupid in an alleyway. Getting around here to ambush that crooked businessman ain't going as well as I hope. He caught one and switched routes? I can recalculate his path. We're kind of short on time. What's this? Don't tell me we're all working on the same request. Oh, hey, Van. Guess we overlapped on this one. Ain't that a kick in the head? You two already got the jump on me. Not even the golden tip-off for Mighty Hat can make up for that. I'll have to shift over to something else. Keep up the good work out there. Suckers, you're gonna be stuck on this shit forever. For Marty, that's his informant over in Riverside. May as well just head over and take the freebie. Slash their tires, Van. Soon after the alarm and everyone's Zyphers went off, signaling the time limit for the showdown was up. They then returned to the office to report their respective results. Final tally is 11 4 SPGs for me and 12 for you. What the fuck? Man! I mean, technically it's not fair because there are 2 of them and 1 of us, but still! Victory is yours. Damn, some professional I am. What's wrong? Those are like the faces of winners to me. It's because this whole thing was rigged. I'm with her on that. That informant you clued us in on was the only reason we were able to close out the last request. Can't really say that point was earned fair and square. Yeah, but Van should have definitely beat you guys by like 5. So, even if you tie, that's still a loss for him. I'm the one who slipped up giving you a hint. You should be proud of not letting it pass you by. Where I'm standing, you solved what doesn't matter, really, as long as you stuck to the Spriggan way. You didn't talk to any cops, did you? You didn't, dare I say, try and be cool when your name isn't Rosette? Because you do know that would be instant disqualification. Matter of fact, you did me a solid divvying up the workload, so thanks for that. He got us hook, line, and sinker. Yeah, he may have won the battle. We lost the war the second we suggested dueling over 4 SPGs. You outfoxed us good, Van. I mean, he didn't really outfox you. You guys said, we're gonna work for free, and then he didn't stop you. Hey, you guys get so uptight over the weirdest things. Well, for all the heroes we fall short in, we still managed to prove ourselves pretty decently. Yep, I'd say so. I actually never fully explained what it is you're trying to prove. Mind filling me in? Like we said, these last several months have just been one freak incident after another. Running into old colleagues from the gardens on the meth, seeing what looked like my brother back from the dead, Swin doing some really dumb shit for a while, and that's got nothing on what down with LP and S, who's still not off the hook. Everything worked out. You know Nadia would still be bringing this shit up 10 years later. Like, that's just in character for her. That's canon, alright? In like 18 games, there's going to be a one-off reference where Nadia's like, hey Swin, remember that time you were really cringe? Everything worked out in the end, but it left us with some heavy questions to chew on. We still started to wonder, will we ever escape our past, or are we doomed to spend the rest of our days in darkness? Let's see. That's what all this boils down to. We wanted to prove that if we work hard enough, we could enjoy our lives in a way that sat right with us. Just like you do, Van. Like me. Not that most people call your way of life a respectable one. Don't I know it. Here Elaine offered you to a place at the guild, though. Why not take her up on it? Ah, blah. Work on something on the ground all year round? I got a lazing and loafing quota to keep up. Call me crazy, but I don't think her line of work is in our wheelhouse anyway. Guys, we do the same fucking thing. You motherfuckers were catching a cat earlier. That aside, there was one thing we wanted to prove. Yourselves? Nah, to you, Van. We wanted to show how much we've grown over these past 2 years. You had to help us out with just about everything back then. Now other people can lean on us for a change, don't you think? Yeah, you two have come leaps and bounds, no doubt about it. Nah, man, they were already cool. Even if your past tries to haunt you again, I know you'll put it back in its place as many times as it takes. You got the freedom to make whatever you want of your lives. This old town Spriggan will vouch for you any day of the week. We're not leaving just yet, but I can tell we won't be leaving any regrets behind. Next time we meet up, we're gonna be twice, no, thrice as impressive as we are now. Yeah, I can hardly wait already.
We might be hanging up our substitute Spriggan hats, but we'll never, ever forget the time we spent with you, Aggie, and everyone else.
I can't promise we'll always be available, but if you're ever in a bind, hit us up. Next time, we'll be the ones handling a 4SPG of yours.
We'll hold you to that. That was really, I think, this whole section, now that we're kind of done with it, I think the main takeaway from the school festival section is that this game should have been, it should have started on a Myth Island, and then it goes to this section, and then it ends. Because when they're not trying to have a plot, the game's actually pretty good.
Come on in.
It's only the attempt to have a plot. Like, this whole game could have just been like 100 connection events. And it probably would have been better. Because it's like, I think it just really showcases like how much of a missed opportunity the like rewind sections were, or like the fake timelines. Is that like these little 10-minute connection events are packed with way more importance and character development than the entire like 3-hour section for each of the little mini timelines. So like what small value you might see in like the character stuff that happens there, which I think the only one that's really worth anything is Celeste and Leon's, and to a much lesser extent Fairies. And like those could have just been connection events. Like they didn't really need to be like a 30-hour long section. You could have gotten the same amount of impact with like an hour worth of connection events. But that or another alternate version of this game is that it's, oh no, it's Sky 3 again. And then I'd be feasting. If it was just like, hey, you're stuck in the Martian Garden and you gotta do a dungeon crawl the entire time, and there's like 35 side stories to work through, no actual real main plot besides, I don't know, some fucky AI shit. I don't know, the Genesis messed up with the Martian Garden and we're all stuck there just like in Sky. Like if this game had just been Sky 3 again, I probably would like really liked it. Because I like Sky 3. Because I think when it doubled down on like we're not gonna really have much of a plot, except for like we have a plot and it's really minor, but it's actually really good. Which is like the grand total of all of Kevin's stuff in Sky 3 is only a few hours long. But those few hours are like 60 to 70% of the actual main plot of Sky 3, which is why Sky 3 is like low-key one of my favorites in the series. Because I think it doubled down on like what the series is actually good at. And I think this game, it had an opportunity to be that, and instead it tried to be like a mainline entry, even though it clearly just wasn't cut out to be. But yeah, this section has been pretty good. I really am liking the finale so far. We'll see what happens when we actually get back to the main plot, which I'm hoping, since presumably we're going to actually try and set up the next game now, it might actually be good. But we will see. Next time. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part, and bye, guys.